Hello everyone, Sean with Dance Adventures, and today I want to break into the cliche topic of staying hungry. It's kind of this blanket advice statement that we hear from almost everyone we look up to, and especially in dance, like the number one advice is like, stay hungry, stay hungry. Well, I'm saying screw that. I want to get fed now. I don't want to be hungry. I don't want to be hungry at all. And so I want to delve into that. I have some notes here, so you might see me looking off, but I want to kind of break it down and go through my thoughts on that topic and how we can kind of help each other and get better. And so staying hungry, what the heck does that even mean? What is it? In my opinion, it is when you're staying in that childlike play state where everything is fun, everything is light, and everything's kind of an experiment. And what it is this feeling of this like expansive energy almost. I know that sounds kind of woo-woo, but stick with me. You're in like this expansive, almost like everything's just sharing. You're kind of sharing. You're not really concerned about yourself. You're sharing, and you're excited to just try and try again. And that's really the key. I can kind of relate it back to way back in my childhood. We were downstairs with my cousin, and he kind of did flips and stuff like that here and there. And I remember for some reason we just started trying to do backflips on the floor downstairs. There was no possible way that we had the training or anything that would even get us close to landing these backflips. But it was just fun. We got into a state where we were just trying it over and over. And once we faced the fear of going over one time, we just kept doing it and doing it and doing it and bashing our knees all over the floor, but we were kids and it didn't matter. But we were in a state of staying hungry. We didn't care. We were just trying it over and over. And we didn't care if we were succeeding or failing or not. We was just trying to adjust each time that we tried it again. We're just like, oh, let me try this. And we just tried to get it closer and closer and closer to landing it. And that's kind of what the process of, that's how staying hungry should feel like. And what's funny is when you're in that process, you're not really hungry, you're actually fed. You feel very good, you feel very on point, you feel very directed. So it's kind of this weird paradox. It's almost like saying staying hungry. It's like the reverse of what actually happens when you're in that mode, in my opinion. And so what kind of the struggles we face of why it's kind of difficult to stay hungry, I think, is a bunch of things. I'll go over a few of them. I know once we start kind of getting results and we start seeing progress in our skills, sometimes we trick ourselves. Or we even get validation from other people where they start saying, oh, wow, you're so good, da, 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 da. You're good at dancing, you're good at doing this, da, 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 da. It could be anything. Another one is, and this is one I personally struggle with a lot, you start to realize how much time you've put into your craft and how much time you've been training and practicing, and so you start to develop this expectation of how good you should be or how good you need to be, and then, or if you're getting validation from others and your results, you start having this expectation build up of where you should be at. And this kind of like stifles you in a way because it keeps you like, now you have this outcome that you have to hit. And if at any point you don't hit that outcome, it kind of saps your emotional state and you feel kind of bad, or you're like, shit, I'm not good. All this kind of negative stuff can kind of start seeping in. And so it's helpful to try and stay out of that as much as possible. A practical tool that I use, and I learned this from an amazing author and speaker named Mel Robbins. She has a book called The 5-Second Rule. And I've been using this little rule to help me a lot, even with this video. You know, before I started even talking on it, I was like, oh, I'm kind of tired. I don't know if I should do it. I don't really know if I have all the material to talk about it or if it's even going to be good, all this crap. And what you do is you just take a deep breath, and then you just start counting down, and you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You just count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you just start putting one foot in front of the other, and you just start doing it. And then, lo and behold, I'm hitting the record button, and now I'm here doing the video. And it's as simple as that. And then I'll go and edit it, and if I feel the resistance of like, oh, I don't feel like editing, I'll use it again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, and I jump into it. Awesome tool. I hope someone really starts to use it for getting things done that they've always wanted to do. It's helped me a ton. Going back to, so that's a tool you can use, but going back to like more of a kind of what's going on internally as you're going through, or why you can't stay hungry, type of topics. going back to the validation and the need for this result, need for an outcome, it ironically kind of makes us more hungry, more needy, more starved, because we identify more and more with the expectations of what we should be, this persona of what we should end up being and how good we should be, that it stifles our progress and it stifles our ability to go out and just try, to go out and look like a fool, to make those mistakes. And so it actually makes you more hungry, more needy, more, like I said, starved, because now you're like, I gotta have it. I need to have this result. And it's weird how that works. It kind of burns you out of that playfulness that you once started with. And I think that's of doing what you love. And it saps you of the ability to put in what's called the deep work on your craft. When you're in the playful state and you're just trying over and over and over and making slight adjustments here and there, you're in the mode of what's called deep work. You're putting a lot of focused energy and time into learning something very specific. And if you're stifled through all this results and expectations and stuff that you're putting on yourself, it's going to hinder that. You're not going to feel as energized to put in that necessary work to get the skill level up there. And so it's kind of like this paradox almost that you have to battle with. And so there's really not a whole much more that I can say on this topic. This is kind of going to be quick, but I almost don't even like the term staying hungry. Really, the whole video is about staying hungry. Like, staying hungry is still a good, like a good quote to use. Like, it's still right, but I wanted to kind of like get a little punch in there, kind of switch it around and put a different spin on it. And instead of staying hungry, I would say stay playful. When you're in that playful state, everything's fun. You can just try and try and try. And so when you stay playful, everything's not a big deal anymore, and it just brings out the fun to it. And if I could say anything, that's the state that feels the best when you're dancing, when I'm working on practicing something, when I'm drilling something, is keeping it playful somehow. And if you can bring yourself to a playful state, bring yourself back to that playful state, you're going to kill it. You're going to start crushing it. It's going to feel good energetically. You're going to want to share it. And yeah, so everyone, F staying hungry, get playful to get fed. Right? So you can do it. I believe in you. Get up right now. Practice one thing. One playful thing that you know you'd like to get better at. For mine, it's going to be tutting. I'm going to practice some drills. It's going to do it all right into it. So I'm going to sit here and practice some drills, just going back and forth of different isolations with my hands. So boom. Thank you for watching, everyone. Again, F staying hungry. Stay playful to get fed. Boom.